Old Granddad 114 sits on the bottom shelf, around $30. Right above it, Basil Hayden charges more for 80 proof. Beam just paused the distillery that made both. This cheap bottle stays a bargain. 3 others just became a tax. Here is the number that matters. 114 proof for $30 versus 80 proof for more money. One shelf up. Same distillery. Same grain bill. Higher price. Weaker pour. That is the trap. The pause is about to make worse. Most buyers are about to grab the whole wall. Wrong move. Bottling at Clermont never stopped, and Kentucky holds a record 16 million barrels still aging. Only one type of bottle actually gets scarce. By the end, you will know which 2 to grab and which 3 to walk right past. Let us start with the bottle you should grab first. Old Granddad. 114 sits in a plain portrait label bottle while buyers reach past it for the flashier stuff above. That is the mistake. It is bottled at 114 proof, 57% ABV on a high rye mash bill of 63% corn, 27% rye, and 10% malted barley. It typically sits in the $25 to $35 range, often less at bulk retailers. That makes it one of the best proof per dollar bottles in all of bourbon. You are not paying a prestige tax. You are not paying for a leather buckle or a wooden box. You are paying for liquid, and the liquid delivers. Pour it, and the rye announces itself immediately. Not politely. It pushes through the sweetness first. Then the corn catches up and softens the edges, and the high proof carries oak and black pepper all the way through a finish that keeps going long after most $30 bourbons have gone completely silent. There is no hollow middle. Nothing falls apart. The heat is real, but it earns its place. This is also a bottle with a history of holding its price while everything around it inflated. High rye mash bill, near barrel strength, honest label. No age statement, but the liquid does not need one to justify itself. The price does all the justifying. During the pause, this is your value floor. Grab it first, grab it often, and do not let the sticker shockers upstairs convince you otherwise. Remember that modest price tag. We are coming back to it at the end of this video, and the comparison it makes will be the sharpest one on this entire list. Now here is where it gets uncomfortable. Right above Old Granddad 114 sits Basil Hayden. Tall, slim bottle, little leather buckle around the neck, whispering the word premium at you. And here's the punch. Basil Hayden uses the exact same mash bill as Old Granddad. 63% corn, 27% rye, 10% malted barley. Identical grain bill. Same distillery, same grain. But Basil Hayden comes out at 80 proof. That is 34 proof points lower than the bottle sitting right below it. And it carries no age statement. NAS. No number on the label telling you how long it aged. The base expression was recently repositioned around $37. So you are paying more money for the softest pour in the small batch lineup. Same recipe, half the intensity, higher price. Pour it, and you understand the problem immediately. The rye shows up faint. The sweetness is polite, almost cautious. Then the whole thing evaporates before your palate finds anything to hold on to. It is not a bad bourbon. It is a timid one, wearing a leather buckle and charging a premium for the aesthetic. The verdict is simple. If you specifically want a low-proof, easy-sipping pour, buy it last. Otherwise, the same mash bill with far more character sits one shelf down for less money. This is the label doing the work the liquid should be doing. Skip it or buy it dead last. Same mash bill, half the proof, more money. Spot that pattern once and you will spot it everywhere. Let us reward you for staying past the trap. Knob Creek. 9-year is the squat black flask bottle with something the last 2 bottles refused to show you. An age statement. It says 9 years right there on the label, bottled at 100 proof. In a portfolio drowning in NAS bottles, this one prints its age and dares you to check it. Price-wise, it typically runs in the $30 to $35 range. Mid-shelf money for 9 years of aging and a full 100 proof. That is age and proof and honesty in one bottle, which is rarer than it should be at this price point. The pour backs up the label. Deep caramel arrives first, then dark oak, then a warm baking spice that coats the mouth and stays. It develops instead of vanishing. The finish has real length and a dry, woody note at the end that tells you something actually happened in that barrel over 9 years. This is the safe grab that rewards you for grabbing it. If you want a small upgrade, hunt down a Knob Creek single barrel store pick, often only $10 or $15 more for a proof and character bump that is usually worth it. But the standard 9-year is already a steady, trustworthy buy. During the pause, this one keeps flowing on existing warehouse stock. No panic needed. If this is useful, subscribe. Because before I show you the bottle that actually vanishes, you need to understand why the other 4 do not. Here is the hidden pattern. The panic buyers are missing entirely. A distillation pause does not empty standard shelves quickly. Bottling at Clermont keeps running. 16 million aging barrels keep the pipeline full for months, likely years. Old Granddad, Basil Hayden, Knob Creek. These ride out the pause on liquid that was already in the barrel, long before this news broke. So what actually gets scarce? The bottles that were already allocated and already thin before anyone said the word pause. Which brings us to Booker's. Booker's comes in a wooden box with a named, numbered batch card tucked inside. It is bottled uncut and non-chill filtered at its natural barrel strength, which runs anywhere from 121 to just over 130 proof. It is aged roughly 6 to 8 years. That uncut, unfiltered choice does not add flavor. It refuses to strip flavor out. Everything the barrel gave it stays in the glass. Recent batches carry a suggested retail price right around $100. And here is why this one matters during the pause. Booker's releases only 3 or 4 named batches a year. Each batch is genuinely limited. Each batch allocates and sells through fast. This is the one bottle in the whole Clermont lineup where scarcity is real, not manufactured. Pour it, and it is a different animal entirely from everything else on this list. Big, hot, dense. The dark fruit hits first, then char, then a deep vanilla that somehow survives the heat. The finish rolls and rolls. This is not a polite bourbon. This is a working barrel at full strength, completely uncut, making no apology for what it is. That is exactly what you are paying for at $100 suggested retail. But here is the discipline. Chase it at that $100 price. Because the secondary market on named Booker's batches runs $250 to $350 for standard releases, and the pause news will only push that number higher. Flippers love a good scare. The news cycle just handed them one. Buy at suggested retail, or do not buy at all. Paying triple for the same liquid is the panic tax in its purest form. That is your grab list. One value floor, one honest workhorse, one allocated bottle worth chasing at the right price. Now let me show you the one to walk past entirely. Above the standard Booker's sits the collector tier. The anniversary releases, the reserves, the little book blends, beautiful packaging, genuinely limited runs, and prices that leave the value world entirely behind. We are talking hundreds of dollars into four figures. Verified anniversary editions have carried suggested prices near $200 and traded on the secondary market well past $1,000. Some vintage batches have listed even higher, and these are exactly the bottles the pause news will be used to justify. Watch the language. Distillery paused. This is limited. Better grab it now. That is scarcity used as a pricing lever aimed directly at your wallet. Here is the truth. These are collector bottles, not value grabs. If you genuinely collect, you already know what you are doing. If you do not, this tier is a status tax with a wooden box. A standard Booker's batch at $100 delivers the same core Clermont experience without the collector markup. The pause does not make these smart buys. It makes them more expensive theater. Ignore this shelf, unless collecting is your actual hobby. So let us go back to that old granddad price tag from the very start. Set it next to the Booker's wooden box. Same distillery, same news event, same pause, same warehouses still running. But only one of these has a scarcity story worth acting on, and it is the named batch at suggested retail, not the portrait label at $30, and not the four-figure anniversary edition either. The pause is real. The panic is not. Your everyday shelves are not emptying tomorrow. 16 million barrels say so. What actually gets thin is the allocated stuff. The named batches, the bottles that were already limited before the headlines hit. So here is exactly what to do this week. Grab Old Granddad 114 for your value floor. Grab Knob Creek 9-year for age and proof you can trust. Chase one Booker's batch, but only at suggested retail. Skip Basil Hayden unless you truly want a soft pour. And walk right past the collector wall, no matter how urgent the price tag tries to sound. Grab the 114. Chase one Booker's at retail. Walk past the rest. Buy the proof, not the panic.